everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. Hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you had a good Halloween and are ready for some nice grim tales. Freeney has just vacated the usual spot. I was gonna have to find somewhere new to film, and now she's flopped over pretending that she wants a belly rub. We're not falling for that one. That's her. Come here, and then she's gonna roll over and, you know, slapping and fussing for snacks. And Lowman is exhausted from a night of trying to guard from the bedroom because he has to be locked up for, yeah, trick or treating because somebody is a bully. He's snuggly and sweet baby to me, but y'all have heard him cussing out the neighbors for having the audacity to pull into their garage. So he's not allowed around the little kids. And now he's making up for it, napping and waiting. But in the meantime, we have story number 47, The Juniper Tree. I don't know how on earth that's going to be a grim tale, but shall we find out together and see if anyone wants to come visit before it's over? All this took place a long time ago, most likely some 2,000 years ago. There was a rich man who had a beautiful and pious wife, and they loved each other very much. Oh. Though they did not have any children, they longed to have some. Day and night the wife prayed for a child, but still none came, and everything remained the same. And he is back from guard duty, huh? Like, Mama, you know you don't get any views without me. That's who they're really here to see. Well, thank you. Thank you for making a little visit to help Mommy's channel. Kissy. And a little snoot snoot. Oh, thank you. Does that mean it's safe out? Like, oh, safe enough, Mama. Now, in the front of the house there was a yard, and in the yard stood a juniper tree. One day during winter the wife was under the tree peeling an apple, and as she was peeling it she cut her finger and her blood dripped on the snow. Lucky they could snow. Oh, said the wife, and she heaved a great sigh. Franny, that was your cue. You're good at those. While she looked at the blood before her, she became quite sad. If only I had a child as red as blood and as white as snow. You want the child. So she wants a demon that is also, vampire pale. Okay. Upon saying that, her mood changed, and she became very cheerful. She felt something might come of it. Then she went home. After a month, the snow vanished. After 2 months, everything turned green. After 3 months, the flowers sprouted from the ground. Well, that's all happening pretty fast. It takes forever after the snows melt for me to start having flowers. Unless we go get them from the, garden center that's got hothouse flowers because we're impatient. Kind of like the flower. After 4 months, all the trees in the woods grew more solid, and the green branches became intertwined. The birds began to sing, and their song resounded throughout the forest as the blossoms fell from the trees. Soon the 5th month passed. When the wife stood under the juniper tree, it smelled so sweetly that her heart leapt for, I'm going to bet, joy if I can get the page to turn. Yep, I guessed it. Haha, that was a totally hard one. Indeed, she was so overcome by joy that she fell down on her knees. When the 6th month had passed, the fruit was large and firm, and she was quite still. In the 7th month, she picked the juniper berries and ate them so avidly that she became sad and sick. Then, like, there's a lot that I don't know about what's edible and not, but I'm pretty sure juniper berries are one of those, only safe for the birds kind of things. Or am I thinking of, something else? I know that's the case of hollyberries and a few others. After the 8th month passed, she called her husband to her and wept, "If I die, bury me under the juniper tree." After that, she was quite content and relieved until the 9th month had passed. She might need some help. Then she had a child as white as snow and as red as blood. When she saw the baby, she was so delighted that she died. I thought you're supposed to die of fright, not of happiness. They do some weird stuff, huh, little man? It's like, I don't know. Y'all are only seeing the back of his head, but he's giving me the what? Huh? Like, I can't open my eyes all the way, Mama. I'm not really done with nappy time. Oh, good. Does that mean I can sneak a kiss on? Mm. Nope, you still have to be faster than that if you're gonna kiss me, Mama. Give you a kissing first. Oh, good. I'll just give you a little boopy then. Her husband buried her under the juniper tree and began weeping a great deal. After some time, he felt much better, but he still wept every now and then. Eventually, he stopped, and after more time passed, he took another wife. When his second wife, with his second wife, he had a daughter, while the child from the first wife was a little boy who was as red as blood and white as snow. Is he like striped like a candy cane? Oh no, this is kind of weird. When the woman looked at her daughter, she felt great love for her. Whenever she looked at the little boy, her heart was cut to the quick. She could not forget that he would always stand in her way and prevent her daughter from inheriting everything. So we have the wicked stepmother. Dun dun dun! Not that that's really surprising in a fairy tale. But yeah, so she was upset that the daughter wouldn't inherit everything, which is what the woman had in mind. Thus the devil took hold of her and influenced her feelings toward the boy until she became quite cruel towards him. She pushed him from one place to the next, slapped him here and cuffed him there, so the poor child lived in constant fear. When he came home from school, he found no peace at all. One time the woman went up to her room, and her little daughter followed and said, "Mother, give me an apple." "Yes, my child," said the woman, and she gave her a beautiful apple from the chest that had a large heavy lid with a big sharp iron lock. "Mother," said the little daughter, "shouldn't brother get one too?" The woman was irritated by that remark. "Yes, as soon as he comes home from school." And when she looked out the window and saw he was coming, the devil seemed to take possession of her, and she snatched the apple away from her daughter. Well then, at least the daughter's, not as evil as her mom. So I think she's about to suffer like the little boy. "You shan't have one before your brother," she said, and threw the apple in the chest and shut it. The little boy came through the door, and the devil compelled her to be friendly to him and said, "Would you like to have an apple, my son?" Yet she gave him a fierce look. "Mother," said the little boy, "how ferocious you look." "Yes, give me an apple." Then she felt compelled to coax him. "Come over here," she said, and lifted the lid. "Take out an apple for yourself." Something tells me that chest is not going to be very nice to that little boy. And as the little boy leaned over the chest, the devil prompted her. Crash! She slammed the lid so hard that his head flew off and fell among the apples. Okay, we all kind of saw that coming. Then she was struck by fear and thought, "How am I going to get rid of this?" She went up to her room and straight to her dresser, where she took out a white kerchief from a drawer. She put the boy's head back on his neck and tied the neckerchief around it so nothing could be seen. Then she set him on a chair in front of the door and put the apple in his hand. Is anybody else getting like horror story vibes from our childhood? Those stories to read in the dark. Good old 90s tales. I swear I've read that one. And then somebody tried to be outside without permission. Sometime later, little Marlene came into the kitchen and went up to her mother, who was standing by the fire in front of a pot of hot water, she was constantly stirring. "Mother," said Marlene, "brother's sitting by the door and looks very pale. He's got an apple in his hand, and I asked him to give me the apple, but he didn't answer, and I became very scared." "Go back to him," said the mother, "and if he doesn't answer you, give him a box on the ear." Little Marlene returned to him and said, "Brother, give me the apple." But he would not respond, so she gave him a box on the ear, and his head fell off. The little girl was so frightened that she began to cry and howl. Then she ran to her mother and said, "Oh, mother, I've knocked my brother's head off." And she wept and could not be comforted. "That is one evil mother." "Marlene," said the mother, "what have you done? You're not to open your mouth about this. We don't want anyone to know. Besides, there's nothing we can do about it now. So we'll make a stew out of him. Wow. The mother took the little boy and chopped him into pieces. Next, she put them into a pot and let them stew. But Marlene stood nearby and wept until all her tears fell into the pot, so it did not need any salt. When the father came home, he sat down at the table and asked, "Where's my son?" The mother served a huge portion of the stewed meat, and Marlene wept and could not stop. Where's my son?" the father asked again. "Oh," the mother said, "he's gone off to the country to visit his mother's great uncle. He intends to stay there a while." Oh, does mommy need to tuck you in? Oh, good. Good boy. What's he going to do there? He didn't even say goodbye to me. Well, he wanted to go very badly and asked me if he could stay there 6 weeks. They'll take good care of him. Better than she did, if they exist. Oh, that makes me sad, said the man. It's not right. He should have said goodbye to me. Then he began to eat and said, Marlene, what are you crying for? Your brother will come back soon. Without pausing, he said, Oh, wife, the food tastes great. Give me some more. Dang. The more he ate, the more he wanted. Give me some more, he said. I'm not going to share this with you. Somehow I feel as if it were all mine. Did she cast a spell on him with the cannibalism? As he ate and ate, he threw the bones under the table until he was all done. Meanwhile, Marlene went to her dresser and took out her best silk neckerchief from the bottom drawer, gathered all the bones from beneath the table, tied them up in her silk kerchief, and carried them outside the door. How small was this child that every bone in his body fits in a little, handkerchief? And then we get a little picture there of, at least the daughter isn't trash. And the father doesn't know that, he kind of is, since, he did just eat his son. There she wept bitter tears and laid the bones beneath the juniper tree. As she put them there, she suddenly felt relieved and stopped crying. Now the juniper tree began to move. The branches separated and came together again as though they were clapping their hands in joy. At the same time, smoke came out of the tree, and in the middle of the smoke there was a flame that seemed to be burning. Then a beautiful bird flew out of the fire and began singing magnificently. He soared high into the air, and after he vanished, the juniper tree was as it was before. Yet the silk kerchief was gone. Marlene was very happy and gay. It was as if her brother was still alive, and she went merrily back into the house, sat down at the table, and ate. I hope there wasn't any stew left that she ate. Meanwhile, the bird flew away, landed on the goldsmith house, and began to sing. My mother, she killed me. My father, he ate me. My sister Marlene, she made sure to see my bones were all gathered together, bound nice in silk and neat as can be. She laid beneath the juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird I am. The goldsmith was sitting in the workshop making a golden chain. When he heard the bird singing on his roof, he thought it was very beautiful. Then he stood up, and as he walked across the threshold, he lost his slipper. Still, he kept on going, right into the middle of the street, with only one sock and a slipper on. He was also wearing his apron, and in one of his hands he held the golden chain, in the other his songs. The sun was shining brightly on the street as he walked, and then he stopped to get a look at the bird. Bird, he said, how beautifully you sing. Sing me that song again. No, said the bird, I never sing twice for nothing. Give me the golden chain, and I'll sing it for you again. All right, said the goldsmith. Here's the golden chain. Now sing the song again. The bird swooped down, took the golden chain in his right claw. I don't know why these stories always make me want to nap. And he began to sing. My mother, she killed me. My father, he ate me. My sister Marlene, she made sure to see my bones were all gathered together, bound nicely in silk as neat as can be, and laid beneath the juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely, lovely bird I am. Why on earth he would want to hear that song twice? I don't know. Maybe he's a little dark himself. Then the bird flew off to a shoemaker, landed on his roof, and sang. My mother, she killed me. My father, he ate me. My sister Marlene, She made sure to see my bones were gathered together, bound nicely in silk, as neat as can be, and laid beneath the juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird I am. I need a little sip. When the shoemaker heard the song, he ran to the door in his shirt sleeves and looked up at the roof, keeping his hand over his eyes to protect them from the bright sun. I mean, kind of gotta. Though, going outside when the sun's up, that's a little sketchy. Bird, he said, how beautifully you sing. Then he called to the house, wife, come out here for a second. There's a bird up there. Just look, how beautifully he sings. Then he called his daughter and his children, and the journeyman, apprentices, and maid. They all came running out into the street and looked at the bird and saw how beautiful he was. He had bright red and green feathers. His neck appeared to glisten like pure gold, while his eyes sparkled and his head like stars. Bird, the shoemaker said, now sing me that song again. No, said the bird, I never sing twice for nothing. You'll have to give me a present. Wife, said the man, go into the shop. There's a pair of red shoes on the top shelf. Get them for me. What is a little bird going to do with human shoes? There, said the man. Now sing the song again. The bird swooped down, took the shoes in his left claw, flew back up to the roof, and sang. My mother, she killed me. My father, he ate me. My sister Marlene, she made sure to see. My bones were all gathered together, bound nicely in silk, as neat as can be, and laid beneath the juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird I am. Those must be some little shoes, or he is a ginormous bird to pick them both up in one claw. When the bird finished the song, he flew away. He had the chain in his right claw and the shoes in his left. Hopefully we're almost to the end of this one. And he flew away to a mill. The mill went clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. The miller had 20 men sitting in the mill, and they were hewing a stone. The chisels went click-clack, 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 and the mill kept going clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. The bird swooped down and landed on the linden tree outside the mill and sang. My mother, she killed me. Then one of the men stopped working. My father, he ate me. Then 2 more stopped and listened. My sister Marlene, she made sure to see. Then 4 more stopped. My bones were all gathered together, bound nicely in silk, as neat as can be. Now only 8 kept chiseling, and laid beneath, now only 5, the juniper tree, now only 1. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird I am. Then the last one also stopped and listened to the final words. Bird, how beautifully you sing. Let me hear that too. Sing your song again for me. No, said the bird, I never sing twice for nothing. Give me a millstone and I'll sing the song again. He is pretty sneaky for one not that amazing song. It's not that he's a lovely singer. It's, oh my gosh, he's a bird that can talk and think. That's somebody might want to catch that bird. I would if I could, but the millstone doesn't belong to me alone. If he sings again, said the others, he can have it. Then the bird swooped down, and all 20 of the miller's men took beams to lift the stone. Heave ho, heave ho, heave ho. Then the bird struck his neck through the hole, stuck his neck through the hole, put the stone on like a collar, and flew back to the tree and sang. Wait, it took 20 men to lift a bunch of beams. Oh, heave ho! To lift a stone, and the bird can, thread it on his necklace and fly away wearing it. Or am I misunderstanding something? This is seeming a little far-fetched. My mother, she killed me. My father, he ate me. My sister Marlene, she made sure to see. My bones were all gathered together, bound nicely in silk, as neat as can be, and laid beneath the juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird I am. Wonder who else he's gonna con. And, I see the end. When the bird finished his song, he spread his wings, and in his right claw he had the chain, and his left the shoes, around his neck the millstone. Then he flew away to his father's house. The father, mother, and Marlene were sitting at the table in the parlor, and the father said, Oh, how happy I am. I just feel so wonderful. Not me, said the mother. I feel scared, as if a storm were about to erupt. Should be scared of something else. Oh, back again. Okay, let's properly tuck you in. Meanwhile, Marlene just sat there and kept weeping. Then the bird flew up, and when he landed on the roof, the father said, "Oh, I'm in such good spirits. The sun's shining so brightly outside, and I feel as though I were going to see an old friend again." "Not me," said the wife. "I am so frightened that my teeth are chattering. I feel as if fire were running through my veins." She tore open her bodice. So when she's upset, she starts stripping in front of everyone? This woman is weirder and weirder. She, well, Marlene sat in a corner and kept weeping. She had her handkerchief in front of her eyes and wept until it was completely soaked with her tears. The bird swooped down on the juniper tree where he perched on a branch and began to sing. "My mother, she killed me." The mother stopped her ears, shut her eyes, and tried not to see or hear anything. There was a roaring in her ears like a turbulent storm, and her eyes burned and flashed like lightning. "My father, he ate me." "Oh, mother," said the man, "listen to that beautiful bird singing so gloriously. The sun's so warm, and it smells like cinnamon. How does everyone get so excited and about the start of this song, like singing some sweet, mush?" My sister Marlene made sure to see. Then Marlene laid her head on her knees and wept, but the man said, "I'm going outside. I must see the bird close up." "Oh, don't go," said the wife. "I feel as if the whole house were shaking, about to go up in flames." That is one dramatic murdering hussy. Nevertheless, the man went out and looked at the bird. My bones were all gathered together, bound nicely in silk, as neat as can be, and laid beneath the juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird I am. He doesn't sound like he looks anything like Tweety, so I think he might be lying. After ending his song, the bird dropped the golden chain, and it fell around the man's neck just right, so that it fit him perfectly. Then he went inside and said, "Just look how lovely that bird is. He gave me a beautiful gold chain, and he's as beautiful as well." But the woman was petrified and fell to the floor. Her cap slipped off her head, and the bird sang again. "My mother, she killed me. Oh, I wish I were 1,000 feet beneath the earth so I wouldn't have to hear this." That can be arranged. "My father, he ate me." The woman fell down again as if she were dead. I didn't know she got up. My sister Marlene, she made sure to see. "Oh," said Marlene, "I want to go outside too and see if the bird will give me something." Then she went out. Weird, but okay. My bones were all gathered together, bound nicely in silk, as neat as can be. Then the bird threw her the shoes and laid them beneath the juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird I am. Marlene felt gay and happy. She put on the new red shoes and danced and skipped back to the house. "Oh," she said, "I was so sad when I went out. Now I feel so cheerful. That certainly is a splendid bird. He gave me a pair of red shoes as a gift." "Not me," said the wife, who jumped up, and her hair flared like red hot flames. "I feel as if the world were coming to an end. Maybe I'd feel better if I went outside." Has she not figured out what's it? She might be stupid and evil. As she went out the door, crash! The bird threw the millstone down on her head, and she was crushed to death. How the heck is a stone a little bird can carry gonna crush somebody? I mean, if he was high up enough, it might conk her and knock her out. Crush her. The father and Marlene heard the crash and went outside. Smoke, flames, and fire were rising from the spot. And when it was over, the little brother was standing there. He took his father and Marlene by the hand, and all three were very happy. Then they went to the house, sat down at the table, and ate. That sounds like an appropriate ending to that woman. She gets burst into flames after being killed by her victim, and he gets to come back to life and just chill. And apparently they forgot that she was, just murdered by a small little bird. that was that was an interesting one. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that, and I will see you next week with another grim tale. Bye. Happy reading.